All right, time to roll up our sleeves and dig into a topic that's got everyone buzzing. Domain authority, or DA, as the cool kids call it. We're talking about that sometimes mysterious, often intimidating factor that can make or break your website's visibility online.
It's true, DA can feel like this big, scary monster lurking in the SEO shadows.
Right. But we're not going to let it scare us off. We're diving deep into this guide today, 7 proven ways to improve your company's website domain authority, to demystify DA once and for all.
I like it. No more spooky SEO jargon. We're breaking it down.
Exactly. We'll give you the insights you need to snag those coveted top spots on search engine results pages. So let's start with the basics. In a nutshell, what is domain authority and why should we care?
So, at its core, domain authority is kind of like a reputation score for your website.
Okay, a reputation score.
Yeah. Google is constantly sizing up websites, trying to figure out who to put in the spotlight,
Like a digital popularity contest.
basically.
Yeah.
And DA is one of the ways Google decides who makes the cut.
So the higher your DA, the more Google digs your site. But how is this score actually calculated? Is there some secret formula we need to crack?
Well, it's not exactly a secret, but it is complex. Google looks at a ton of different factors, but it all boils down to how much trust and authority your website has earned in the eyes of the internet.
Trust and authority that makes sense. It's not just about having a pretty website. It's about having a website that people actually trust and rely on.
Exactly. Google wants to direct its users to the best possible sources of information, so it's constantly evaluating websites based on their credibility and authority, and that's where DA comes in.
And this DA score, it's not just some arbitrary number, is it?
Nope. It's measured on a 100-point scale, with higher scores indicating greater authority. Think of it like a school grading system, only instead of A's and F's, we're talking about your website's ranking potential.
Okay, I like that analogy. So a website with a DA of 80 is like the valedictorian of the internet.
Pretty much. They've earned top marks in Google's book. And just like in school, it's tougher to get those high scores.
So climbing the DA ladder gets harder as you go.
Exactly. It's not linear. Going from, say, a DA of 20 to 30 is way easier than jumping from 70 to 80.
So you've really got to earn those top spots. But hold on, does a good DA score look the same for every website?
That's where things get interesting. It's all relative.
Relative, what do you mean?
Think about it. Some industries are super competitive online, right? Like, imagine the battle for DA in the world of skincare or tech.
Yeah, everyone and their mother has a skincare line these days.
Right. So a good DA score in those niches might be way higher than for a local bakery, for example.
So it's not about hitting some magic number. It's about understanding the playing field you're in.
Exactly. Benchmarking against your competitors is key. See where they land on the DA scale. That'll give you a target to aim for.
So how do you actually go about improving your DA? Is it something you can, like, magically boost overnight?
If only it were that easy. DA is constantly fluctuating based on a whole bunch of factors.
It's like Google's over there with a giant scoreboard constantly updating your website score based on every move you make.
Exactly. And just like in any game, there are strategies you can use to up your score.
Okay, I'm intrigued, but also slightly terrified. Spill the tea. What moves the needle the most?
Well, the guide we're diving into today actually lays out 7 proven strategies for boosting your DA. And they all revolve around one central theme: building a website that Google loves to recommend.
A website Google loves to recommend. Okay, tell me more. A website Google loves to recommend. So we're talking about building trust and authority, but how do we actually do that? What's the secret sauce?
Well, the guide kicks things off with a big one: earning high-quality backlinks. It's like the foundation of a strong DA.
Okay, backlinks. We hear that term thrown around a lot in the SEO world. But remind me, what makes a backlink high quality?
Imagine it like this. Every website has a certain amount of authority, right? Some have
Yeah.
tons, like those big news sites or government portals.
Yeah, the heavy hitters.
Exactly. And then you've got smaller sites with, well, less clout. When a site with high authority links to yours, it's like they're giving you a vote of confidence.
A vote of confidence. I like that. So it's like they're vouching for you, saying, hey, this website is legit. Check it out.
Exactly. They're passing on some of their authority juice, which tells Google, hey, this site must be worthwhile if other reputable sites are linking to it.
Makes sense. So it's not just about getting any website to link to you. It's about getting the right websites to link to you.
100%. A link from a spammy, low-quality site could actually hurt your DA, whereas a link from a trusted, authoritative source is like gold.
Gold. I like the sound of that.
Uh-huh.
But how do you actually make that happen? I can't imagine the New York Times is just handing out backlinks like candy.
You'd be surprised. It all comes down to content.
Content.
Really? Yep. If you create content that is so good, so valuable, so shareable that other websites naturally want to link to it as a resource, then you're in business.
So we're talking insightful blog posts, original research, maybe even some really engaging infographics.
You got it. Think high-quality, informative, engaging content that provides real value to your target audience.
Content is king, even when it comes to backlinks.
Hmm.
What kind of content tends to attract the most authoritative links in your experience?
You know, I've noticed that unique data tends to be a magnet for those high-authority links.
Data, like statistics and stuff.
Exactly. If you can conduct original research or compile data in a new and interesting way, other websites are way more likely to link to you as the primary source.
Because everyone loves a good statistic, right?
Sure. People want that insider information, those juicy data points that back up their claims.
It's like having the inside scoop that everyone wants access to.
Exactly. And the guide actually highlighted this really cool tactic called skyscraper content.
Skyscraper content, that sounds intense.
It's actually pretty straightforward. Basically, you identify top-ranking content in your niche.
Okay.
You create something even better, even more comprehensive, even more engaging.
You one-up them.
Exactly. And then you reach out to sites that are linking to the original piece and say, hey, we noticed you're linking to this. We actually have a more up-to-date, more comprehensive resource on the same topic. Would you consider linking to our content instead?
Ooh, I like that. It's strategic, it's targeted, and it plays to that desire for the best and most up-to-date information.
Right. And you're leveraging existing authority. You're not just throwing content out into the void. You're targeting sites that have already demonstrated an interest in your topic.
Brilliant. Okay, so high-quality backlinks are crucial for boosting DA, and creating top-notch content seems to be the key to attracting those valuable links. What else does this guide recommend?
Well, once you started building those strong backlinks, you need to make sure your own house is in order. And that's where on-page SEO comes in.
Okay, so we've spruced up our online reputation with those backlinks, and now we need to make sure our website itself can back it up. What does that actually look like? So it's like with backlinks, we're going out there, building those relationships, establishing our reputation.
Exactly.
And then with on-page SEO, we're making sure our website itself can back it up.
Think of it like this. You wouldn't invite someone over for a dinner party without cleaning up your house first, right?
Oh, absolutely not. My house is a mess. I would need at least a week's notice for that.
Exactly. On-page SEO is all about making sure your website is presentable, easy to navigate, and full of valuable information.
So when Google comes knocking, it's impressed, not appalled.
Exactly. We're talking clear site structure, optimized title tags, and meta descriptions, all that good stuff.
Music to Google's ears.
Hmm.
And I imagine this is where keyword research comes into play, right? Figuring out what terms people are actually using when they're searching for businesses like yours.
100%. Keyword research is absolutely crucial, but the guide takes it a step further, emphasizing the importance of user intent.
User intent. Okay, break that down for me.
It's not just about attracting traffic to your site. It's about attracting the right kind of traffic.
So understanding what people are really looking for when they type in certain keywords.
Exactly. Like someone searching for best running shoes might have different needs than someone searching for running shoes for flat feet.
Totally. One's looking for a general recommendation, the other needs something specific to their foot type.
Exactly. And tailoring your content to address those specific needs.
That's going to make a huge difference.
Not just for your DA, but for your overall website success too.
Because at the end of the day, you want people to find what they're looking for on your site.
And you want Google to see that you're providing that value.
It's about aligning your content with search intent.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Any other on-page SEO nuggets from the guide that stood out to you?
Yeah, they talked about something called content pruning.
Content pruning.
Oh, have you ever heard of it?
It's not exactly the most glamorous SEO term I've ever
I know, right? But it's actually pretty interesting. It's basically the idea that having outdated or irrelevant content on your site can actually hurt your DA.
Seriously. I just assumed more content is always better. You know, bulk it up, plunk those numbers.
Not necessarily. Google wants to see fresh, relevant content that provides value to users. And if you have old, outdated content just sitting there, gathering dust.
Like having a cluttered closet.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's time to do some spring cleaning. The guide recommends going through your existing content and either updating it, merging it.
Or just hitting the delete button altogether.
Exactly. If it's not serving a purpose, get rid of it.
Out with the old, in with the new. And speaking of new, I'm curious, does this guide address the whole mobile optimization aspect of SEO?
Oh, absolutely. In this day and age, you can't talk about SEO without talking about mobile.
Reach.
The guide actually emphasizes that Google now prioritizes mobile-first indexing,
Meaning.
meaning they primarily use the mobile version of your website for ranking purposes.
Which makes sense given how many people are glued to their phones these days.
Right. So if your mobile site is slow, clunky, or just plain difficult to use,
It's game over.
pretty much, that's going to send up a red flag to Google and it's going to hurt your DA.
So having a mobile-friendly site isn't just a nice-to-have anymore, it's a must-have.
Absolutely. Make sure your site is responsive, loads quickly, and provides a smooth, enjoyable experience on any device.
Got it. So we've covered high-quality backlinks, on-page SEO, mobile optimization. That's a lot to digest,
It is a lot, but the beauty of it is that all of these strategies work together.
like a perfectly orchestrated symphony,
Exactly. As your DA improves, so does your search visibility.
which can lead to more backlinks.
And more traffic. It's a beautiful cycle.
It's like that snowball effect. The more you put in, the more you get out. But where does a website owner even begin? It can feel overwhelming.
I'd say start with an audit.
An audit.
Yeah. A thorough audit of your current website and your online presence. See where you're at, identify your strengths and weaknesses.
So you can prioritize the strategies that will have the biggest impact for your specific business.
Exactly. Because it's not about blindly following every single SEO tip out there.
It's about working smarter, not harder.
Exactly. And remember, building a strong DA, it takes time and effort.
It's a marathon, not a sprint.
But trust me, the payoff is worth it.
Because ultimately, a higher DA means more visibility, more traffic, more potential customers finding their way to your online doorstep. And that's what it's all about, right?
That's the dream.
So if you're ready to take your website to the next level, don't underestimate the power of a stellar domain authority. And that's all the time we have for today's deep dive into the world of DA. We hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to check out the show notes for links to all the resources we mentioned and some bonus tips to help you on your journey to online domination.